Hello everybody, my name is JADE and today we have the leftover video cartoon from darkweb. I mean not from darkweb, about darkweb. Search that what can I give a sick name to these kind of stories, scary stories. I said that these kind of stories are like similar to the real bullshit stories. I'm gonna name them real bullscare stories. Oh, what a sick name. I'm such a f***ing brain. Without further ado, let's go to the second part of real bullscare story. And as always, I like to shout in my microphone. Just be careful your ears.
This happened to me last Monday when I came back from school. I'm an introvert.
Wait, it's the same voice actor. I feel like it
who has no social life and no friends either. So as usual, when I came back, I got myself some light snacks and got hooked on watching anime. I was so engrossed in it that I didn't notice when it became dark. I was quite bored of watching, so I decided to try something different for once. All my classmates were talking about watching various videos up on the dark web, so I thought to myself, why not? I had
in Google. You're gonna search it in Google. No, that's tricky. No, dummy. Just don't go to dark web. I haven't experienced it, but I'm seeing the stories, bro. What the
no clue about how I may access it, which is why I searched up on Google. I learned that regular browsers couldn't access dark web websites. I needed to download a certain browser that was undetectable from search engines and offered users complete anonymity while surfing the web. Some websites suggested using VPNs while surfing to hide my IP address, and I thought it was wise to do so. I downloaded the suggested browser.
You thought you can? Nah. Those are a huge ass hackers. Huge ass hackers.
I started scrolling randomly. I found certain people who had posted videos titled in extremely unsettling words. There were certain forums such as the Cannibalistic Forum, which was about eating people and being eaten by people. Some members even chatted and arranged meetups there to eat each other.
That's Reddit.
I need someone to eat my fresh meat. I am juicy and tender. I then found a site that was about a woman who couldn't deal with the fact that her babies had been stillborn. It was filled with pictures of dead fetuses.
I don't know if I'm able to censor these.
I dug in deeper. My curiosity had gotten the best of me.
Cool.
Disturbing images and videos played before my eyes. I then realized that it was legitimate child and rape and torture content, and it was all over the dark web. It was terrifying. They had live cams too.
Oh wow.
This was all too much for me. I wanted to stop right away, but instead, I scrolled unconsciously. I saw certain chat rooms of various titles that had unsettling words such as midnight stalking, the morgue, live gore. I didn't believe that these were actually real.
Ew, live gore? You mean gore? Like gore? Oh, I can't explain it because of my neck. That's logical.
So I clicked on one. The live stream opened up. It was a dark room, and there was a guy tied to a chair in the middle. Beside the chair was a table. It had various items on it, ranging from weapons to tools like hammers and axes. I didn't know what was going on until a man appeared in a mask. It looked like the mask that doctors wore in the plague, with a long beak that resembled a crow's. In his hand, he held a blood-stained knife. It was then that I noticed carefully that the man who was tied was hurt. He was bleeding and his wrists had deep cuts on them. His blood dripped, drop by drop, into the small pools of blood at his sides.
Should I finish him?
The man said in a strange voice. It sounded as if he was using a voice changer to deepen his voice. Was this a stage show? I wondered. I looked at the comment section. Everyone was telling him to finish him. There were comments which were extremely brutal, like, shoot him in the head, put him in boiling water. But most of the people wanted him to use the axe on the guy. I saw the masked man pick up the heavy axe. My body froze as he raised it above his head and brought it down on the guy who was tied up. The axe got stuck in his head, and there was a shower of blood spraying out of it.
Wow.
The man was presumably dead, yet the one with the axe kept striking him over.
I'm gonna throw up.
I could
hold up.
hear his dying screams. I could hear the mushy meat sounds that the axe made where it touched him. The floor was splashed with blood.
Mushy meats, ew!
He did not stop there. He went lower and struck at his abdomen. It was sharpened to
I'm
an
not
extent
gonna
where
look.
only one strike made his organs spill out into his lap. I actually saw his guts flowing out of him. I was frozen in place, unable to move a finger. I then realized that I had just seen a man get killed. I felt sick and closed the stream. I regretted that I clicked on it. I wanted to close the tab, but it wouldn't close. Instead,
wow.
it redirected me to another page
No,
where
you're
there were
hacked.
loads of other disturbing and horrible videos.
What the
There were several rows.
I think these
In each
pictures
row,
are actually from dark web though.
There were 4 to 5. What was really disturbing about them was that they were like a series. I kept scrolling, hoping there'd be an exit button at the end, which was stupid. When I finally reached the end, I saw a familiar face in one of the videos of the last row. It was that man, the one I had just witnessed being killed. The first image was just him staring at the camera and completely normal. After that, there were pictures of him on the street, then of him sleeping. Finally, there was the video that I had just seen. It had been uploaded just now. When I looked under it, I saw a new row had been formed. The first picture was me, staring into my webcam, in the same clothes I was wearing now. I got scared and began to press the power button. Then I heard a beep and a notification popped out of nowhere, which said, "We see you." Finally, my laptop shut down. It had been there 3 days since then, and I couldn't help but look over my shoulder every now and again. One night, while I was trying to sleep, my phone buzzed, and I grumpily checked who it was at that time of night. It was a message. It was a video of me. A video of me asleep in the exact same clothes I was in right now.
How?
I was frozen in place and couldn't breathe. Then came the sound. From right beside my bed, heavy footsteps went running out in the hallway and eventually faded. Startled, I got up and flipped the lights on. My heart raced and my body was shaking because of the adrenaline rushing through my veins. I was scared to death because someone had been standing right beside my bed while I slept unaware. I hurriedly grabbed my phone from where it had fallen. Quickly dialing 911, I peeked outside to see who it was. There weren't any signals, and I had 0 bars. Frustrated and scared, I ran outside, conscious of the other person, sneaking my way to the lounge. I picked up the telephone as quietly as I could, but all in vain. It was dead. The wire had been cut. What were the odds, I asked myself. The best thing to do, perhaps, was to run out of the house for help, which I immediately did. To my horror, there was a padlock instead of the regular lock.
You're dead.
I had never seen it
bro.
before in my life. "What do you want?" I shouted at the top of my lungs, half angry and half scared to death. Someone grabbed me by my hair and started dragging me. I screamed in agony and told him to let me go. He was huge and I was thin and weak. I stood no chance. He dragged me towards the basement and ruthlessly dragged me down the steps. I felt like that broke every bone in my body. He threw me on the floor, my head hitting it violently. I blacked out for a few seconds. I felt him tie me up. My hands, feet, and legs were bound. I drowsily opened my eyes and saw him setting up a video camera, turning on all the lights in the basement. That's when I knew who he was. It was a dark web video that he was shooting. Let me go. Please. He didn't give me time to finish before he slapped my face. He went and got a brick from beside the washing.
I just like to increase my time editing. That's logical. He slaps it like this. Talk. Just his face is still like talk. Huh?
Machine and hit it with all its might on my feet. The mushy, meaty sound it made was horrifying. The bones cracked so loudly. I screamed so loud, I'm sure anyone who was awake at the time would have heard me. To stop me from screaming, he hit me on my throat. It was so hard to breathe. He adjusted the camera and started cutting at my abdomen slowly. Hot blood started soaking my shirt, and I kept on screaming. He laughed maniacally and cut deep at my arm. He kept on going, and I could feel the bone grinding as the knife rubbed against it. I could hear it. There was so much blood. He stood up and stomped on my face and kept on doing it until I was almost dead. He came forward holding the knife coming for my throat. Loud sounds could be heard upstairs, and 2 police officers came running down with guns, seizing the intruder.
Lucky.
Apparently, Some of the neighbors had heard strange sounds from my house and called for help. I was barely breathing, and the world grew darker. I woke up in a hospital. Turns out, the intruder was in fact the psycho serial killer they had been searching for. I was the only victim who escaped his wrath alive. I would have ended up on the dark web dead.
Give me this. Give me this. Give me this for a second. Please. Give me this. I just don't want to think about this motherfucking shit. This bastard motherfucker. Hey, the friend that you sent me. اگه این ویدیو رو داری میبینی تو چشام نگاه کن و دستو بکن تو I'm half dead inside and I'm half vomiting inside myself. Hey, the book of my TTC, come on man. Okay, so anyway, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed a lot and please show me some good ass support, like this video, comments down below. Fuck me!